6 months might seem like too short a time to change your financial life, but what if I told you that with the right mindset, you can start building real wealth, and you don't have to be a billionaire to do it? Let me tell you something about Warren Buffett. Today, he's known as the greatest investor of all time, with a fortune exceeding $100 billion. But what most people don't know is that he started out incredibly simple. At the age of 11, he bought his first shares, and over the years, he built his wealth not through luck, but through discipline, patience, and a vision that most people never develop. Buffett lives by a powerful principle: wealth isn't about earning a lot, it's about never losing what you've already gained. And it's not just about money. It's about learning to make the right decisions, building solid habits, and focusing on what truly matters. He plays the long game, something you can start doing today. Now, imagine combining Buffett's approach with the timeless teachings of the Stoics, masters of self-control and resilience. This union will not only help you transform your finances but also create an unshakable mindset to handle any challenge in life. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to build a practical 6-month plan to change the course of your story truly. When we think of wealth, it's easy to picture luxury cars, mansions, and an extravagant lifestyle. But Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, chose a different path, and that's exactly what makes him so fascinating. Despite having billions of dollars, Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s. He drives a simple car and prefers to have breakfast at McDonald's. This isn't about being cheap, it's about understanding what truly matters. He doesn't chase status or extravagance. He seeks freedom, and that is real wealth. Buffett didn't become wealthy by chasing shortcuts or financial trends. He built his fortune with patience and consistency. He invests in businesses that make sense, avoids unnecessary debt, and always asks one essential question before making a decision: does this bring me closer to or further from my goals? Think about it. How often do we make financial decisions based on impulse or the pressure to have what others have? Buffett, on the other hand, is a master at resisting the temptation of fast money. He says, you don't need to be a genius, you just need to avoid big mistakes. What makes Buffett so inspiring is that he doesn't have superpowers. He wasn't born a billionaire. He started small, buying his first shares at just 11 years old, and built his wealth over time. What he has, you can develop too: discipline, patience, and a clear vision of what truly matters. Buffett proves that wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about the freedom to live life on your terms without worrying about what others think. It's about knowing you have control over your financial choices and that every decision you make today is a building block for your future. And the best part? You don't need billions to get started. Buffett's mindset works just as well for someone with $100 as it does for someone with $100,000. The difference lies in what you do with what you have. When we combine Buffett's principles with Stoic philosophy, we create an anti-fragile mindset, one that thrives even in difficult times. And this mindset is the foundation of the plan we're about to build together. Now that we've built the mindset for success, let's dive into the 6-month plan that will help you grow your wealth. Month 1. Stoic mindset and self-assessment. The greatest mistake you can make is not learning from your own mistakes. The key to the future lies in what you do today. Warren Buffett. The Stoics teach us that self-awareness is the first step toward any transformation. In the financial world, this means understanding exactly where your money is going. Start by conducting a detailed assessment of your finances. List your fixed expenses, such as rent, transportation, and groceries, as well as your variable expenses, like impulse purchases or subscriptions you forgot to cancel. Buffett believes that wealth starts with eliminating waste. He would quickly cut a $20 subscription if it didn't add value to his life. What about you? It may seem like a small expense, but over the course of a year, it adds up to $240, money that could be saved or invested instead. Set a savings goal for this month. For example, if you earn $4,000 per month, aim to save at least 10%, that's $400. Start with the basics. Cut out non-essential expenses, like dining out multiple times a week or paying for services you rarely use. Don't underestimate the power of small adjustments. Saving $400 every month will add up to $2,400 in just 6 months. Month 2. Emotional control and first steps. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. Warren Buffett. How many times have you spent money just to feel better? Maybe buying something online after a bad day, or paying a high price for something you didn't need simply because it felt convenient. The Stoics believe that controlling emotions is essential for making rational decisions, and in the financial world, this skill can make the difference between saving and falling into debt. Buffett applies this principle by avoiding impulsive decisions, even when the market is dramatically rising or falling. He knows that the money of impatient people flows directly into the hands of the patient. Similarly, it's time for you to take emotional control of your finances and create a solid plan. Your first practical step is to start building an emergency fund. Set an initial goal of $1,000, a figure financial experts in the US suggest as a safety net for common emergencies, such as a car repair or an unexpected medical bill. If you saved $400 in month 1, you're already almost halfway there. Keep cutting unnecessary expenses and direct those savings toward this fund. By saving $250 per week, you can reach your goal in just 1 month. Additionally, avoid impulse purchases. Wait 24 hours before buying anything that isn't essential. Often, simply waiting helps you realize you didn't really need it in the first place. Month 3, Financial Education and Strategic Planning. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Warren Buffett. Investing without knowledge is like playing a game where you don't even know the rules, and most people who do that lose. That's why this month is dedicated to educating yourself financially and planning your long-term goals. The Stoics valued continuous learning, and Buffett is a modern example of this practice. He spends up to 80% of his day reading because he believes that knowledge is the best investment anyone can make. Start by choosing a book about finance or investing to read, such as The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham or The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. These books will help you understand the basic principles of the financial market and how to avoid common mistakes. Additionally, take some time to plan your financial goals. For example, if you want to save $50,000 in 5 years for a down payment on a house, you'll need to save about $10,000 per year, which breaks down to $833 per month or roughly $200 per week. Having a clear plan like this makes your goals more concrete and achievable. If you believe that knowledge and a strong mindset are the keys to transforming your financial future, hit that subscribe button now. Leave a comment sharing your biggest insight, send this video to someone who needs it, and don't forget to give it a like to help spread the message. Let's grow together with wisdom and purpose. Month 4, Initial Investment and Consistency. You don't need to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. Warren Buffett. Now that you've saved and gained a basic understanding of finance, it's time to take the next step, start investing. The Stoics teach that progress comes from consistent actions, even small ones. Similarly, Buffett believes that investing regularly, even with modest amounts, is far more important than waiting for the perfect moment. Open an account with a brokerage like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab, and begin with something simple and safe, like index funds. These funds have low fees and offer automatic diversification. If you've been saving $400 per month since month 1, you now have at least $1,600 to start investing. Put this initial amount to work and set a habit of investing $100 to $200 per month. Over time, these small steps can lead to significant growth. For example, investing $200 per month in an index fund with an average annual return of 8% could grow to over $36,000 in 10 years, all from consistent actions. Month 5, Review and Adjustments. Forecasts may tell you a lot about the forecaster. They tell you nothing about the future. Warren Buffett. The Stoics practiced constant review, evaluating their actions to correct what needed improvement. Buffett follows the same philosophy, regularly reviewing his investments and strategies. However, he also reminds us not to act based on forecasts or gut feelings. The focus should be on facts and real results. This is the time to review your budget, savings, and investments. Ask yourself, am I on the right track? What's working, and what can be improved? For instance, if you've realized that saving $400 per month is too much for your current reality, adjust your goal to $300. The key is to maintain consistency. Additionally, check if your investments align with your goals. If you invested in an index fund in month 4, assess how it's performing, but avoid making decisions based on short-term fluctuations. The goal here is to ensure you're making progress, not striving for perfection. Month 6, focus on the long term and gratitude. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett. By the end of these 6 months, you will have learned that wealth is built slowly, with patience and consistency. The Stoics teach us to value the present moment and to practice daily gratitude, and that's the key to recognizing the progress you've made so far. Buffett is the ultimate example of playing the long game. He knows that the seeds planted today will bear fruit in the future. That's why the most important thing now is to reflect on what worked and plan your next steps based on this experience. If you saved $400 per month, you will have accumulated $2,400 in your reserve or investments. If you've been investing consistently, you'll have already taken your first steps in the financial market. Now the goal is to continue. Maintain the habit of saving and investing every month and let time work in your favor. Now that we've completed the 6-month plan, it's time to reflect on everything you've learned and start thinking about the future.
6 months.
It might not seem like much, but it's enough time to change the course of your financial and mental life completely. If you follow this plan, saving $400 per month, you'll have $2,400 by the end of half a year. And that's just the beginning. Imagine investing that amount in a fund like the S&P 500, with an average annual return of 8%. In 10 years, it could grow to over $36,000. Now think, if you maintain the habit of investing $400 every month, in 20 years, you could accumulate over $240,000. These numbers show that wealth isn't a game of luck but of consistency. Warren Buffett started investing small amounts at age 11, and today at over 90 he still follows the same principle. Do not save what is left after spending, spend what is left after saving. This simple mindset changed his life, and it can change yours too. And the most incredible part? This plan works for anyone. You don't need a millionaire's salary or a large initial capital. You just need the right mindset and consistent actions. The Stoics teach us that progress comes from small daily decisions, and Buffett shows us that in the game of wealth, time is your greatest ally. Every dollar saved and invested today is worth more than any momentary luxury. For those who still doubt the power of the long term, here's a fact. If you save and invest just $10 a day, the equivalent of a coffee and a snack, in 30 years, that could grow to over $450,000, assuming the same average annual return of 8%. That's the power of time and consistency working in your favor. So, the question you need to answer is, what will you do over the next 6 months to plant the seed of your financial freedom? As Buffett says, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. 6 months could be the beginning of an extraordinary future.